Hey everyone, it's Leon. Welcome back to another information-rich episode of What's New at Kentik. Today, I'm going to be talking about more AI in the Kentik platform. Because reasons. As well as a new feature that's going to help you separate your good dashboards from the bad ones. And a new ebook you can download to help you more easily migrate onto the Kentik NMS. And finally, there's a new to you that's definitely going to have you saying, "Holy shit, cow! How long has that been available?" So let's get started. Now in the last episode, I talked about journeys. Journeys provide a dedicated space to perform this iterative process, saving questions and answers as the user performs their troubleshooting journey. And in that section, I talked about Kentik AI. Yep, AI in the Kentik platform is now a thing! Which means we've hit the AI Inception trifecta this month because here we go again. This month, I want to show you how Kentik Journeys also includes Kentik Knowledge Base. But before I get into that, let's review. Kentik AI lets you ask questions about your network using natural language rather than some bespoke, artisanal SQL knockoff. Kentik Journeys lets you ask multiple questions about the same thing in a series to drill deeper into a specific issue or data set. By integrating the Kentik knowledge base, your journey can now include questions on the Kentik platform itself. So you can ask questions like, how do I install kproxy on Ubuntu? Or, what are the Cisco IOS XeSD WAN dimensions and list them in a table, please? Or, does this router make my packets look big? Okay, maybe not that one. Nevertheless, the upshot here is that Kentik Journeys is able to answer any question about your network as well as any question about how to monitor your network. But as the greasy-haired marketing monkeys like to say, but that's not all. If we are really going to hand this world over to our AI overlords, we here at Kentik are going to at least make them work hard for it. So let's talk about DDoS attacks. They've been around since about 1996. Except if you have kids, in which case... Mom! 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 Mommy! 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 Now, parenting advice is distinctly outside the scope of What's New at Kentik, but DDoS is absolutely in bounds. Even if you're not completely up to speed on what Kentik's DDoS defense does, it's still easy to see how the integration of Kentik AI will make a difference. Because it lets you ask questions like, show me the active DDoS alerts. Or show me all DDoS alerts in the last 7 days. Or show me all DDoS DNS attacks to 10.1.2.3. All of this comes from a thoughtful, focused, non-hypey implementation of machine learning and AI within the Kentik platform. If you want more information, check out the notes in the descriptions below. Your dashboards are bad, and you should feel bad. Okay, maybe not all of them. Some of them might actually be good. But honestly, what I normally see is that 3 days after setting up a monitoring solution, customers have created approximately 10,972 new dashboards, 80% of which are complete duplicates of the other ones. Incidentally, did you know that 85% of all statistics are made up on the spot? My point is, you probably have way too many dashboards right now. Like the one you had to build 3 years ago at 4 p.m. on a Friday because Herb in accounting pitched a fit and he's looked at it maybe once since then. You've probably got a bunch of those, but you have no way of knowing which ones are actually being used and which ones are like the Herb dashboards. Until now! Trending Views does pretty much what it says. It gives you a list of the views, or dashboards, that are most used on the platform. To use it, open the Kentik menu, click Libraries, and check the Trending option. At that point, you can sort by various columns to find the most used, least used, and more. Trending Views is just one more way Kentik is improving the platform itself to make sure you can monitor what matters and can ask any question about anything in your environment. Including the question, is anyone even using this dashboard? It should come as no surprise that everyone here at Kentik HQ is incredibly excited about the official release of Kentik NMS. Kentik NMS is an updated and modernized re-envisioning of what a network monitoring tool can and should be. It's got all the familiar options and views, but also has an eye to the future state of infrastructure, whether that's on-prem, in the cloud, in multiple clouds, or all of the above. This means Kentik NMS presents the opportunity to pivot from older monitoring solutions. And you're probably thinking, sure thing, Leon. I'll just quickly install and move over to a whole new NMS, and it should be done by lunch. Don't you think? All right, let's dial the shade down from a 9 to a 6. Kentik is a company built by engineers for engineers. We know that the fact that a new solution exists doesn't solve the challenge of getting to it. We've also been in the monitoring and observability game for a hot minute, not just as a business, but also each of us individually. Many of us have decades of experience with system migrations, going from on-premises to the cloud, going from Windows 7 to Windows 8, and back, because that was a nightmare. Migrating from a POTS service to VoIP, and depending on when you did it, that was either wonderful or horrific. Upgrading from Office 2003 to Office 2007, and living through the years of regret for not going back. Anyone remember the HP UX 9 to 10 upgrade? Me neither, I just drank that thing away. Changing from SQL Server to literally anything else. Going from everyone in the office to everyone remote in about 35 seconds flat, and then, you know what? Forget it. It's still too soon. Never mind. That brings us to this guide. We realize how big a job migrating systems can be. We've broken this guide into steps to help you manage the work, not to mention the potential stress and anxiety, that the large task like this tends to create. The goal is to help you understand what steps are involved in a monitoring system migration to help you validate your checklist and ensure that no critical steps go unnoticed. Whether you are just at the point of considering a new NMS or currently kicking the tires, or you've even taken the plunge as a paying customer on the cusp of flipping that switch, we invite you to click the download link in the description below, pour yourself a cup of your favorite beverage, settle into a comfortable chair, throw on a set of headphones, cue up your music to kick ass to playlist, and read on. One of the many reasons why monitoring is amazing is because it tells you what's happening in your environment, both right now and over time. You get a data-based understanding of what's working and what isn't. Except when nothing is happening. At that point, something might be broken, but you don't know. To put it another way, if a website crashes in the forest and nobody refreshes it, does it even make an alert? Synthetic tests solve that problem by doing a predetermined set of actions at a specific interval. For example, hitting a web page, then clicking a link on that web page, and then not only verifying that the correct web page loads after that, but also that it loads in an acceptably short amount of time. Even better, you can test that same transaction from multiple locations around the globe so that you know whether the site is down, or if sharks have been chomping on the new undersea cables to the island of St. Helena. Again, Kentik can run your tests from any point within your network, or from Kentik agents placed in over 200 locations across the globe, or from any region in any public cloud provider, or all of those. Now, Kentik Synthetics can test multiple layers of your network infrastructure, from DNS to IP or host names to path tracing to BGP to autonomous systems or ASs. But there's more, and this is the part that often gets overlooked. Kentik Synthetic tests can also check elements of the application layer. You can check how quickly a specific web page is loading and if there are problems with it loading from a specific part of the world versus it just being down. You can check HTTP and API responses, doing a get, head, patch, post, or put against a specific URL. And finally, you can create a complex multi-step transaction, going to a website, logging in with a set of credentials, navigating to a specific page, verifying that what is on that page is what you expect to find, and also validating that not only does the entire process complete in the right amount of time, but also that each step executes quickly as well. And this isn't just for code jockeys who are slinging subroutines. When you realize how many standard network devices today have a browser-based interface and they respond to API transactions, that's when you start to realize the value that synthetic tests have up and down the stack. While all of Kentik synthetic monitoring may be new to you, even folks who have been using it at the network layer are often surprised at how useful and versatile the web and API tests can be. And if that's new to you, that's cool too. That about wraps it up for this episode. Here at Kentik, we know there is a lot of bingeable content out there, so we appreciate you spending some of your precious viewing time with us instead. If you loved today's episode, remember to click like and subscribe for notifications on future episodes. And if you hated today's episode, remember to hit like and subscribe so you can watch us improve. For What's New at Kentik, I'm Leon Adato.